Hey guys, this is Ray. I know there's been a few issues and stuff with the forums, so you do not have direct access to my build. So I thought I would do a video, as a player suggested me to, showing my skill build for PvP on my Slayer. So the first thing I'll do is show off the skills, and if you want to pause the video at any time to just look through these things at the beginning, just so you don't have to hear me ramble on for 15 minutes, that's pretty much what I'm saving you. But I will just be explaining the skills a little bit if you do want to watch the video anyway. Uh, if you want to hear me talk, I guess. So let's start with the passives. The passives, attack mastery, obviously more damage, agile blood, more attack speed, more movement speed, dagger slinger, it is 5 stacks on the dagger instead of 3. You do want that passive. Max HP, obviously more HP is good, and MP, you do not want to be running into MP issues at all on Slayer, or you will consider yourself dead for that round. So you do not want any issues, and you want to get that. Going into the action skills, you get Helldive Burst automatically at level 1. The only use for this skill is when the enemies are on the ground, it forces pickup. So it forces them to stand back up while they are on the ground, and you can pretty much grab them out of that because they cannot do anything about that. Demonstrate that one more time. So just like forces them to do that little get up. I'll do it without the grab now. So they do that little stand up, but you can grab them out of it. Dagger stack also comes at level 1 when you turn to Elite Witchblade at level 10. You want to be spamming this as much as possible to get as many dagger stacks as you possibly can in all your matches, and anytime it's safe. Twisting Flip Kick, you want this level 1 because it's not too safe of a pickup, and it does absolutely terrible damage. It also hits 3 times. If they're standing, it picks them up on the 3rd hit. If they are on the ground, it will pick them up on the 1st one automatically. You basically just want to be using this in safe spots to pick up. If you have a lot of attack speed, I like to do ring shear cross and then twist. Not like that, but like this. Just as they're hitting the ground, you want to be using it, not like they hit the ground then you use it. So it's more of a timing thing. Turning Kick, this is also another level 1 utility skill. It is a super armor kick. You use it to counter enemies. Used for a bunch of different counters and stuff, and you usually combine it with Viper Knee Kick right afterwards. It's a very good skill to combine it with. You can use it on the Guardians, Green Charge, the Taoists, Wind Rush, Tau Stinger, Tau Flare. You can use it on Shadow and Assassin on their little jumping in tricks and shit, and you can use it on Slayer dashes as well. So it's very useful to have. Cross Combination, one of your highest damaging skills. You do want this, and it does come with an add-on later on, the Cross Combination Edge, which adds 2 more attacks at the end of it. As you saw, you use it mainly in air combo, and to do a lot of damage. You can just do the 2 hits if you use Cross Combo. You can use it 4 times if you hold down your right click for the Cross Combo Edge. You can also curve it with middle mouse button in the middle, and if you want to try that, I always put it on a skill key just because I like it there. You don't need to do that, as it does have a command, which is back right click. Ice Ball. Ice Ball, you do want to be maxing this for PvP. It has bigger AoE, and it has higher freeze chance when you level it. It does not say the freeze chance, but it is player tested by some well-known Korean players, and I've taken their advice for it, more specifically Aphonia. If you do freeze them, you do want to, while they're standing, you want to grab them. You can use Windy or Spiral Crasher. If they're on the ground, you want to pretty much time yourself to pick them up while they drop. It's about 3 seconds, so I'll try to demonstrate that while counting. It's about like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and you pick them up with ring shear. A good way to time this without doing the 3-second rule that I usually do is to throw a dagger and throw Ice Ball, and if you see the little 2 ticks right here, right after that 2nd tick is usually the point you want to be ring shearing them. So that shows you a visual timer. Ice Crystal. Ice Crystal is mainly a defensive spell, or you can use it in combo to stall your cooldowns. A good good example of this is when I want my ring shear back up off cooldown and I want to stall. I usually use like turning kick and ice crystal in combo. I fucked up the combo, but you can see that my ring shear cooldown is getting really, really delayed off of those other two things, and it'll be just up when I need it to be up. You can also use Ice Crystal at a range to block your enemy's view of your projectiles, say your distance. They can't really see you dagger throwing too well when you're behind this thing, so it is a good little blocker. Horizon Jack, you do want this maxed. It does a lot of damage. It does 1200 base damage. You can see 300, 300, 300, 300. 4 times. It'll always hit for 1200 damage and plus some extra damage for about 1.5k-ish, roughly. Mortal Chain Cut's your ultimate. You do want to max this, obviously, for damage purposes. It can be used as a counter. If you do use it, you have to hit this initial grab. You can also curve that grab, and if it hits on your screen, it will hit them. Route Point comes at level 1 as a Slayer when you clash change. You do want to keep it at level 1. It is a mid-ranged little gap closer that does bounce the enemy, so if you like bait them and stuff with Smash and keep your distance a little bit, you can always gap close with that, and it's pretty nice. Ring Shear is your OP kick up. It does a ton of damage. If you stun them and they're standing, you can kick them up while they are standing and they cannot evasive attack that. That is very important because you do not want them to be evasiving stuff, so you want to be going into air combo as soon as possible, and Ring Shear is the best way to do it. They cannot also rising attack this skill easily, so if you knock them down, you feel unsafe about that drop that just happened. Like, say after cross combo with slow attack speed, you want to Ring Shear them right away back up there, and you'll be safe. Next skill is Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is your highest damaging skill alone by percentages. When you level this, you should be leveling it for that purpose. It also has increased movement range, and it has a little bit higher speed of activation than like distance shooting, I believe. I'm not too positive. It's mainly attack speed based, but you do want it for the distance and for the damage, obviously. Delta Slasher, it does deflect projectiles as the video shows right there. You want it level 1 for that counter purpose. You don't really need tracking distance or anything, and the command is really derpy. It's Q shift. So I have it on a skill because it's an action bar, because it's a lot easier to use rather than using that command. Smash Chase, you do want level 3 as a prerequisite to Darkness Chase. Darkness Chase adds 2 more hits onto Smash Chase's 4 hits. You use this skill to run. You mainly won't always use this skill to cancel off of the enemy and stun, but for some enemies, you do want to use it 4 times, and like on people that are really guard heavy and stuff. That it does not stun break. It stun breaks some classes, but not all classes, which is the weird thing. But you want to keep going on versus some people. Windy has 20% PvP reduction damage. It is 18-second cooldown, so you don't want to be using it for damage or mainly in combo. It's used as an initiator, a catcher, and you do not want that height because you will not be able to perform Windy to Beauty Kick if you get that height. It's a little annoying. I think you might be able to do it, but it will be very delayed. You want to be going into that right away for no delay. Vice Sword's your OP buff. You plain and simple, you get OP damage. You get 250 extra damage per hit 100% of the time, and bleeding chance 170 ticks. As you can see, I do absolutely no damage to this guy, 15, 16 numbers, but when you add Vice Sword to it, you do massive numbers, and it does not matter what you are using, you will shred people's HP with this skill. It does not raise your combo counter if you hit them with the 250 damage or the bleed. That is a key point, as your damage retains itself on your skills, plus you get the extra damage. Blaring Burst level 1. You don't really, it used as a pickup. It's an extra skill. I like it. It looks pretty sexy. It's different from the video. In our server, it is 2 stomps. On the KR server, it was just that second back stomp. You can use this in different spots in your combo for pickup, safe pickups and stuff. But you can also cancel that first stomp with any of your action skills on the bottom there. Any skill that can be put into an action key and whatnot, you can cancel the first step of Blaring Burst. So you can actually do something like this to get that pickup and extra different combos and stuff you want to create yourself. Living Shadow, the more you level this, the faster you teleport into the sky. You do not have any iframes or anything going into the sky, so that makes you vulnerable, but leveling the skill decreases the vulnerability that you are having in this skill. You can cancel it at any time with shift and do whatever you like. You can do some neat tricks and get a little bit higher with it if you cancel really quickly. You can move around in it. It's a really awesome skill. It is your safety skill. It is one of the best Slayer skills, if not the top Slayer skill. Deadfall, you mainly catch people with this. It's comboed with Living Shadow. You max it pretty much because of that damage. It used to hit actually 4 times, but they nerfed it to 2 times. I believe 1 time each hit. It used to be ×2, and you can use the skill twice. But now it's just ×1, and you can use the skill twice. I'm trying to get my damage numbers to appear here, and can't really see them too well. Yeah, only 2 hit times right there. But yeah, you mainly hit them at the beginning of your combo, so it does about 2,000 damage for myself. Chain Scissor Slash, it does good damage, honestly, but it is mainly a defensive counter. It just gives you super armor for a really long time. 18-second cooldown. You cancel out of this skill all the time, and people evasive it all the time, so you're never gonna get your full thing off. And you don't want to be using it in combo too much, even though it is possible to use it in combo. But again, you don't need to be doing that. Again, the server is lagging. It's not resetting my fucking cooldowns, so this is awesome. Alright guys, I am back, and here we are again. Going on to with the commands, you want Riddle Kick level 5 as a prerequisite for Blaring Burst to get level 1. Soft Landing is your double jump. You do want that if you have to add points to that. Blaring Silhouette, you do want to max this for the cooldown reduction you get, since you will be spamming this all the time. Sub Slash, you want level 1 in this. You don't really need it for damage or anything. It's a mid-range mid-range pickup. Any more pickups that you can get as a Slayer, you might as well take them. Get all the pickups you want for granted, or don't take them for granted, and get all of them. What am I trying to do here? Alright. So yeah, you combine it with Blaring Burst, or Blaring Silhouette, sorry, and do it. Viper Knee Kick, your second highest damage skill. You want to be using this at the beginning of your combos at all times, and trying to get it in there. It does have nice frames after you succeed on landing it. It's not a true grab, so don't call it a grab. It is a hitbox to semi grab. Beauty Spin Kick, usually used in air comboing. It bounces the enemy on the ground or in the air, whatever. It just bounces them. Allows for different types of comboing. Fear Throw, level 1. It is a penetration skill, so if the enemy is blocking, you can throw Fear Throw at them pretty far, actually, and cause them to be knocked down. It does cause a little bit of a jitter in actual PvP, so be careful of that. Jump Chain, 1-2, strike in the air. You do want this to combine for auto attacks and stuff in the air. Killer Bee level 2 as a prerequisite for Falling Angel, which you want to be maxing. Usually when you do Falling Angel off Killer Bee, it cancels the Killer Bee damage unless there's a bit of lag, or unless you do it a certain way where you can hit them and grab them at the same time like that. But it does not increases in launch height. You don't even want the launch height. You get some pretty nice AoE distance on this thing, and it does pick them up. So that's pretty nice. Cross Combo Edge, obviously the add-on to Cross Combination. You do want this to be maxed. Darkness Chase, again, you want this for guard breaking properties and for more damage. Kind of throwing out there the other people's evasive attacks and stuff. I know a few players that do not get that skill, but I really like it, and I definitely do use it in PvP. Although you do rarely see me use it, there are situations where I know when to use this. Spiral Crasher, last but not least, you want to be getting this skill at level 1, because you do not have the points to max it. Otherwise, I would say go ahead and max it. It does a ton of damage, base damage, and it just increases even more. It goes up to like plus 2,000, I think, on level 7 or 8 or something, and like 350%. It's really, really great. I don't level it in my build because it has that 20-second cooldown, and it's very penalizing to keep spamming it. So that is it for my skill build, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry for the DC. Later.